Greetings. It may be something of a surprise to some of you, maybe not to a lot of you, but we are actually at war. We have been at war for centuries. It's been a war of good versus evil. But, like in the game of chess, in the sci-fi series Star Trek, it is on multi-levels, and it is not always the way it seems. Take, for example, what's happening with Notre Dame. We've had it blamed on the workmen. We've had, shock horror, there has been a van which happens to be conveniently left parked nearby. It has connection to Arab terrorists. There's another possibility. It's just a huge, great screenplay. It's a soap opera on the television. And it is designed to do one thing: cause hatred amongst people. It is simple as that. It has always been that way, and it always will be that way. It doesn't matter whether it's religion or politics. Look at the United States, what's happening. You've got Republicans blaming Democrats. You've got Democrats blaming Republicans. All the time, those that are orchestrating this are just sitting back and laughing at you because you're arguing amongst yourselves and you're not really seeing what's going on. It's the same with religion. You go and see one minister of one particular denomination. It's funny it uses the word denomination, same as money, of church. And they'll tell you that they believe in the one true God. You'll go to the neighbouring church, they'll tell you exactly the same and then say the first ones aren't telling the truth. Well, the truth of it is they're all lying because they're all out to trap you into this or that. It's a simple rule with magnetics. And once you understand how magnetics works, then you unlock the key to everything. You cut an apple in half, you've got the core, you've got the two sides, the two ovals. That's basically how magnetics works. If you look at the X-ray of the top of the brain, exactly the same pattern. If you were to view the Earth from the view of the side, so you have a plane and then you have a magnetic pole going up, you would see the sun does a spiral round and round and round between its summer solstice and winter solstice, and then it reverses and goes the other way. It forms the caduceus in its pattern, which is what is within the human body. There is nothing new under the sun, and it is true. Everything in this world follows a pattern. It follows a common design, which does point to an intelligent design and a supreme creator, not the God that they tell you in any of these religions. That is something else. We all have the ability to be that. We all have the seed in our heavens between our highest two chakras. It's just most people don't recognise it. When you look at the Bible, when it's talking about Jacob's ladder, it's actually talking about his spine. But all these things are twisted. You try and look at these things logically and you'll find they don't work. If you stand back and look at these things and realise what a lot of these things are describing, it's within each and every one of us. We all have this choice to be able to choose to be self-serving or benevolent. This is what it comes down to. Now, this Notre Dame thing is another actually wonderful thing, same as 9/11, because it's getting people to actually start asking questions like, how come they can find money for all this and rebuild one building that has a judgment placed on it collectively by people as to being something special? And yet there are people in this world, and let's not forget that this is all artificially engineered to keep them that way, who are starving, who are worrying about where they're getting safe drinking water from. So to them, anything that's anything that's going to give them safe drinking water is going to be better. So this sets up this divide between people, this jealousy. Why are these people coming here? Because they've been encouraged to come here by a system that is playing one side off against another. It is so simple. And because you have a different skin colour or a different culture or a different religion, in the three-dimensional five-sense world, that is readily apparent. So it's an identifying mark to say, I don't like them because of this or because of that. Because you're not looking deep enough, you're not looking within and seeing yourselves as energy beings, which is what you really are. See, there is a war going on, but it's not in the sense that most people think. It's not, it would be so much easier if it was just weapons, although I don't think the good side would win that way. You're up against every government, you're up against every corrupt institution within a government, and it is picking us off individually. Now, I've got a friend called Lee Garrett who lives in the Gateshead area in the northeast of England. He's been targeted and victimised because he's standing up for what he believes is right, and he is trying to get the truth out about this 5G. So it's a very powerful weapon when they threaten not just you with death threats, but they threaten your immediate family. But what happens when they meet someone who doesn't give a fuck? You know? What happens when they meet someone who sees a bigger picture? And this whole business of letting go in terms of spirituality, what about letting go of everything? No emotional attachment to everything. Because without that, they can't harm you. They can threaten you with anything. You can say, well, do it. I call your bluff. Because this won't stop. There is an unseen aspect to this. Now, there are two sides to the good side. There is the truth-seeking movement, and there is the spiritual side as well. It's a shame that the two halves of this can't come together, because this is what is needed. You have the truth seekers showing people what is going on, which unfortunately a lot of people still will not listen until it personally affects them. This has always been the problem. Now, generally speaking, you could say this is backed up from the Gray's Anatomy when it talks about the pineal gland. The pineal gland in the man is proportionally less than in women, so you'll find you'll get more women going on the spiritual awakening side than the truth-seeking side. It's not exclusive, obviously, because we all have the male and female aspects to the brain. But generally speaking, you'll find it is more men on the truth side. It goes back to, if you want wisdom, you have intuition from the female brain and you have knowledge from the male brain. The two parts give you wisdom. There's another trinity for you, a very important one, I think, as well. So what I would like to see is the spiritual groups start sending out the energy to help the truth-seeking movement and also offer them protection, because this will work. Because I can tell you from first-hand experience that no matter what is thrown at you in the three-dimensional world, the spiritual energy of healing can pass through and actually physically manifest and have a positive effect in this three-dimensional reality. But anything in this three-dimensional reality that is not working on the side of evil, whether it be chemtrails or 5G or whatever it happens to be, cannot penetrate the spiritual realm, and that is what is going to make the significant difference as to the outcome of this battle between good and evil. It is simple as that. Anyway, that's something to think about, and I would like, or I hope that you will all stand back and forget the old ideas on religions and things, stop falling for all this crap, and come into this with an open mind. Let go of everything that you've held on to up till now and start again. It's not difficult to do. If you want to get to the truth and understand and see the bigger picture, you have to let go of prefixed ideas that you've already got in your mind, because you'll never get anywhere if you're trying to wrap them around those. Come into this with an open mind and see things in a whole new light. Thank you.